Howdy crew, I'm going to be giving y'all the update on the change of plans for the OSHA approved IFAKs in the welding rig. Let's get to it. I will admit part of this is poor planning on my part. I should have known these were going to be way too small, and that was just poor planning on my end. I should have really known. And then also the parts on here, the pouches, also were going to be a bit on the smaller side. And again, that's my fault for thinking that they would be big enough. If this one were detachable, it would be big enough and it would work just fine, but it's not detachable. And I want something that can be taken to a person on a job site, whether it be me or someone else. So I do want to show really quick that these still are going to be IFAKs in the welding rig. They're not going to be the OSHA approved ones, but this is going to be if I am injured in the truck, I can reach over, pull this off because it is detachable, and it's going to have stuff in here to keep it going. There's going to be some more stuff added, so if you say, well, that's not enough for just a basic IFAK, I know that. There's still more stuff going in here, but I'm just giving you all the update. So I'll zip this back up and show you all that it is still the detachable one. It's a Velcro, which is great. That is why those are the IFAKs for the truck, but these are not the OSHA approved ones. And I still need the OSHA approved one, and what I'm going to be doing for that is I'm going to be using the backpack I showed y'all before. Now, some of y'all may also say that's way too big. You don't need something that big. I know, but I already have this, and it will work great. Everything's compartmentalized, and there's plenty of room here. Yes, I do know it is an excessive amount of room, but it also gave me the idea because I do like having an extra set of clothes and stuff on a job site, and I can have that in here. Now, some of y'all may say, why is that needed in an IFAK? It may not necessarily be needed in a first aid kit, but if this is for me, then I need it because I've been in several instances that were big instances that I needed a change of clothes on a job site from either severely cold weather and I was soaking wet to where my clothes were all burned up, and I mean severely burned up to where some of it wasn't clothes anymore from welding. And it wasn't my fault that it happened, but something did happen on a job site and I needed to go to my truck and get a change of clothes. So yes, I do get it that is a bit more personalized for myself, but if this needs to be taken to someone and first aid administered, it's going to have all the other stuff in here too. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and just give y'all a quick rundown. This is not finished by any means. There's other stuff that is on its way. So if you say you still need this, I know, I do know that, but this is just a quick update. So hydrogels, they are in here. I've been severely burned on a job site. Also one of the instances I need that change of clothes to get all the burned clothes off of me. And I did not have hydrogels, and I will not go through that again. So lots and lots of hydrogels. Hydrogels are also in here in case there is a wreck and for some reason there's burn injuries, then hydrogels are in here as well. But the huge hydrogel is in this one, as well as the same size hydrogels as here. Now, roll gauze, all that stuff, the little ace wraps, triangular bandages, a lot of that's in here, and that is all OSHA required. It has to be in here, and I'll probably add some more in here if necessary, but there's plenty in here, but I will be adding more as well, and there is roll gauze in here because that's necessary for if there's an auto accident and you have puncture wounds, all that good stuff, or you need to wrap yourself up. Roll gauze works great in multiple cases. So that's going to be in this area. Change of clothes will be in here. I know, I get it. If someone else is injured, they don't need my clothes. Well, I'm not going to be handing them the backpack. If someone else is injured, I'm taking this and I know where everything is, and I can just give them this stuff. It doesn't mean I'm giving them an extra flannel shirt if they have a cut. This is just if I need to leave the truck, something's wrong with the truck, then I will have all my medical stuff in here. Also, if I need to go get changed or something is an issue, and I don't mean change like someone didn't make the restroom, which that has happened to other people on job sites. That's never happened to me. Knock on wood. I don't want to knock too loud, otherwise my Great Danes will be barking. But That's also another thing I do highly recommend for y'all. If it was just a bad day for you, you might need to change clothes. I've not had that happen to me so far on a job site, and hopefully that never happens. But just for any reason, if you need to change clothes, socks, it's very important to change socks. If you're working a lot, heat, cold, feet are sweating, feet are wet, change socks, because I learned the hard way. I have had trench foot, and that's not fun. Change your socks out. So, going into the next area, there's going to be a lot of the non-stick pads, some extra gauze, triangular bandages also in here, but there'll be other stuff in here as well. Now, one thing that will be specifically added in this pouch or this pouch will be waters, because that is necessary. If someone is dehydrated, get them water. And that is not required by OSHA, but to me it is a necessity. Also, a necessity that I view vital is a little bit extra food, and several reasons. Just say truck breaks down side of the road in the middle of nowhere and no cell phone coverage, and it happens. So hopefully it doesn't, but it does happen. You might need some extra food. I don't mean just some granola bars. I mean food that is stable, well below freezing, and way above any temperature you ever want to be in, heat-wise. And there are U.S. Coast Guard approved rations, and I will get into that later when I'm adding that stuff in here. But also, I have seen this happen multiple times on job sites. It is more common than you may think. If someone has blood sugar problems or diabetes, and they have, for some reason, a drop, and they need sugar, I've seen guys scramble through lunch pails, bags, and stuff to find something sugary. Cookies, fruit, different stuff. And when you don't have it and you're worrying about whether you're going to have to take someone to the hospital or not, that's not fun. And I've seen that happen on multiple occasions. It's much more common than you may think. At least it was in Los Angeles here. So a little bit of extra food where you can just grab your IFAK, get them water, get them some food that has some sugar to it, some calories, and just do something like that. Or what if your blood sugar is dropping? You've been out in the heat all day welding, and you're getting dehydrated, and you just haven't eaten because you're chugging along, and things get delayed. It happens. Just stuff happens. You get delayed. You don't eat. I've had it happen a lot of times because, oh, well, this can happen. Then the site soup comes over and says, oh, well, we need to change this. We need to change that. And it goes on. And there you go. You've been a day without eating. That's not healthy. That's not safe. Especially you're going to be driving the welding rig somewhere. You need something in you to keep you going. So a little bit extra food in here. And I'm not going to have 1,000 different bags in the truck. Here's the official OSHA thing. Here's this other thing that's safety. Here's this other thing that's a little bit less safety, but still somewhat required, or I think is mandatory. I'm not going to have 1,000 different bags. I'm going to have one big one that is going to have the stuff in there. It's actually not that big. It's not a rucksack or anything. It's just a regular assault pack. So it's not huge. It's going to have all that stuff in there because that way I'm covered. If I need to go attend to some wounds of some sort, I have all this stuff. If I need to attend to wounds and get changed, I have all the stuff. If I need to get water and food what if someone's going to shock? They need some water, they need some food just to keep them occupied. Then that's in here as well. And yes, I do have the little aluminum blanket things, but also if a change of clothes is preferable to the situation, change of clothes is the way to go. Unless it's severe, and then you have that to keep them from going to shock, all that stuff. But also, one thing I do want to show y'all that I should have known better on sizing for these, which, again, my fault. I should have known better. OSHA didn't say what size SAM splint, so I went 36-inch one just to be safe. It's not the largest one. It's definitely not the smallest one. But just to be on the safe side, so that way you can attend a lot of things, whether it's big or small, but it's not too small, it's not too big. So, SAM splint, 36-inch one. Look how big this is. It don't really fit that way too well, and if you put it this way, it's taking up all the room in here. So, that is first thing I want to highlight. Second thing, the CPR pocket mask. This is the one where it has the oxygen inlet, it has the stuff, so it's actually a plastic piece, and you roll it and whatnots. I was used to training with the little plastic film things, and so they're a lot smaller and more compact, but I wanted to get this one because it's just more of a barrier between me and someone else. Whichever way, if I need CPR from electrical shock or whatnot, or if someone else is having a heart attack on a job site, I want a little bit more of a barrier. So I got this one, but again, this takes up a lot of the room in here. And when you put both of those, there's no room for anything else. So both of those will be up front, so I can get to those nice and easy like. And there will be more stuff added in here, so if you say that there's hardly anything in there, I know there's going to be a lot more in here. Antiseptic wipes, that's necessary. Band-Aids. I normally don't carry too much in the Band-Aid department, as in actual little Band-Aids, but I'm carrying it because it is OSHA approved, and I'm trying to change my habit a little bit. Normally, I would put in Neosporin or Polysporin on some decent sized cuts and just wrap it with duct tape. I'm trying to get in the habit more of putting a Band-Aid on after putting on Neosporin and Polysporin and then wrapping it with duct tape, because it just keeps it a little bit cleaner. You don't get the sticky stuff all over the actual wound itself. It's just faster. That's why I've always done that. But I do recommend that y'all use Band-Aids because you have that little clean surface in there. And if you can wrap it with duct tape just to keep it there while you're working, then that works a lot better. And then when you're peeling it off, it doesn't take off any little coagulation of blood, or if it's starting to actually scab instead of just slight coagulation, then that will be better for you. So there's definitely going to be a lot more added here. It's not going to stay barren at all. And if y'all remember, what this was going to be used for was for the paperwork. As y'all can see, paperwork and different user manuals. So if I need to reference something, if something's going wrong with a piece of machinery on a job site, or if I need to call for a part number, or I need exact same something rather, but I don't know what it is, I'm getting something very similar to this. I've ordered it and it will be on its way to put all of that in there. So it'll be 2 of these, but this one will obviously be marked as IFAK. Is going to have other things on here. They're going to have the little red crosses on it. So it'd be no mistake that this one is the one to grab. But I wanted to give that update. There's going to be some more updates on this later, but this is just something I wanted to say. Change of plans. I should have known better. I was hoping it would work, but I need complete IFAKs to where everything is OSHA approved, and it just would not fit in here, unfortunately. And all of these, they're not the rip away, they're not the breakaway ones, they're not the Velcro. So I'm not going to have it to where any instance someone is going to be right at the truck, or I can be right next to the truck. What if the truck has an issue and I need to be away from it, or I need to run up several flights to get an IFAK to someone and it has to be the OSHA approved one? Then this is not going to work. Too bad this one isn't the ripway, because it would be a better size, but this will work for all my purposes, and with all the extra stuff that I think it will work better in the long run anyways. So I'm happy with the change of plans. I'm actually happy this happened, because everything will work better, everything will flow smoother, and whether it be something happened to someone else or something happening to me, more bases will be covered this way, and it's just safer all around. So I think that's a good plan of attack. I'm happy with the update. There will be more coming up soon. I don't know when, but there will be more coming up soon. And I'm going to be getting stuff filling in these other Molly pouches. So I'll be keeping y'all updated on what I put in there and why I put it in there. And that'll be coming up in a bit. But this was something important that I want to put out there, and the changes made. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll be seeing y'all in the next vlog.